probably at times it might get a little bit TMI, just so you know. What you gonna do? I am a woman. We're complicated, okay? Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Audrey and this channel is all about beauty and lifestyle. And if you're coming back, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, but I feel like it's worth talking about. A couple years ago, I switched from using tampons every single period to a Diva cup. And I know when I first had started using a Diva cup, I had a ton of questions. And it was more of like real questions. Like you can go to Diva Cup's website and they can give you like a broad thing that they're trying to sell their product. But me, I'm here and I'm telling you the nitty-gritty of everything that you probably don't want to know, but you're gonna want to know if you're gonna try to go this route. So probably at times it might get a little bit TMI, just so you know. What you gonna do? I am a woman. We're complicated, okay? So I kind of just want to start out with like a few facts as to why I decided to make the change from tampons, and then I'll get into like the nitty-gritty, how to use it, and all the facts and all the stuff that I've found out throughout the 2 years that I've been using one. Okay, so fact number one, the average menstruating person uses about 250 to 300 pounds of either tampons or pads or that sort of waste throughout their lifetime. 250, that is as much as I weigh. No. I'm 115, not 200. But that is so much to me. That is okay. Second quick little fact, there is a little bit more than 12 billion pads and tampons thrown away or disposed of annually. So within 1 year span, that quantity, 12 billion, is thrown away. The polyester lining and plastic applicators from tampons are known to contain bisphenol A. I think that is how you pronounce it. I'm gonna put it up on the screen, which is proven to have harmful effects on wildlife. And once you dispose of that either in the trash can or if you're flushing your tampons down the toilet, it can then leach into the water supply and get into the ecosystem and harm animals. And quick little last fact, the average person uses one Diva cup a year compared to people who use tampons and pads use about 240 each a year, which just boggles my mind a little bit. Okay, so let's get on to the how to use it and some talking points that I have on my experience with Diva cups. Okay, so menstrual cups, I'm just gonna start saying that instead of Diva cup, I guess. They actually hold more blood than tampons and a single tampon and a single pad. So therefore you don't have to change them nearly as much. So you're kind of just going throughout your day. You don't even feel, like kind of like a tampon, you know, you don't even feel them inside of you. Like it's freaking crazy. And I would say that it's actually less that you feel than a tampon because, you know, tampons, you have the string hanging down and that can be very irritating. So you feel it even less than tampons and definitely way less than pads or panty liners. They also do come in different sizes. I think I have the smallest one just because my whole life I've had very light periods. Kind of like tampons, you know how there's like a small, regular, an extra large, extra flow, extra heavy. But I would recommend getting more of like an average baseline to start, like a regular size, and then work your way up if you notice you're having to change it too much or too frequently. Because me, for instance, I only have to change mine once a day. And I know that that might sound crazy, but getting more into the nitty-gritty here, baby. I would have the small tampons and I would wear them throughout the day, and I would not use, like if I kept, which I never did, regular size tampon, I guess, in throughout the day, I would not fill that up. That is how lightly I bleed. Therefore, I would use about 3 to 4 a day. Times like while I'm at school, I drink water like it is my job. Like I get paid to drink water. So therefore I have to pee more. I would go pee and not change it. And I know that this can sound gross, but I just didn't see the use in throwing away one that wasn't full or wasn't even remotely close to full. And also, it would hurt. It would hurt to pull out. For somebody who, like me, who needs something because I'm bleeding, but also I don't want just a pad that's gross, you sweat. It's just not for me, okay? it would hurt. Like when there's not blood absorbed into it and it's not like loosening the cotton from inside of your body, it hurts. Pulling it out would literally like sometimes feel like I was ripping my innards out. So you don't have to change it nearly as much. And that was my point, is that sometimes I would go pee with it in and then you would have a gross wet string hanging around down there. So with this, the menstrual cup, you only have to change it once a day. I do it actually in the morning when I wake up. I take it out, I empty it, I clean it, and then I put it back in, and I don't have to change it until the next morning when I wake up. And I just feel like that is so much less of a hassle, especially for people, like I think the average period is like 2 to 5 days. I didn't research this portion of it, so I'm just guessing here. So if you think about that, only having to change it that amount of times, and it's something that you can reuse for like over a year time span, that's crazy. Okay, so that is another point to make. Tampons cost more than a menstrual cup. You have to buy them repeatedly throughout the year. You have to go to the store. You have to make sure that you have enough, and make sure you have enough for when you start the next time too, so you're not just like wandering in the world with no tampon and bleeding everywhere. So it's just a lot more hassle, and you spend over $50 throughout a year span when you could just buy a $12 cup on Amazon that could last you 2 to 3 years. And that is another tip. So I've only had 2 menstrual cups throughout my whole entire being. And I did buy my first one at Walmart. I think it was like $39, and I was like, well, this is kind of expensive. This is about the same that I would spend on tampons throughout a whole entire year. So I got a clear one, and not to get too TMI again, but it is like when you have chili in a Tupperware container, it's gonna change color. And that is exactly what the clear ones do. They change color and they get gross. But it's just gross, honestly, to see it stained and get stained. So I would recommend getting a black one, which is what I have now. And that brings me to my next point, is that I bought the $35-ish, $40 one at Walmart that was transparent the very first time. And I wasn't big into Amazon back then either, and now I am. So instead of typing in Diva Cup, type in menstrual cup and it will come up, and you can actually get like a 2-pack I just saw for $8.99. So it's definitely cheaper on Amazon and they work just as great. Let's talk about how to use them, because it's a whirlwind, baby. So I'm just gonna start out by saying it does get easier the more you use it. It took me a good 2 cycles to actually fully understand and know how to work it. And also, it does get more flexible the more you use it. So initially it is kind of hard to use, but after a while, the more you move it, the more you mess around with it, not play with it, it does get simpler. Now, I know on the box, they have like their own recommendation on how to take it out, and I did not like how they recommended to take it out at all. Let me just go grab mine, it's clean. This is how it'll be sitting while it is inside of you. And I just want to say that you put your finger, whatever finger, I use my middle one, and go in like this and kind of set it on the side of it and collapse it down like this and fold it while it's inside of you. Get your thumb and just pull it out that way. Because if you think about it, you're inserting it, which the way they recommend is pretty good. It's recommended to fold it in half, like kind of like a taco like this, and insert it in like that, and then once it expands, it might be collapsed a little, so they recommend like twisting it while it's inside of you, kind of like obviously down here, using a couple fingers and twisting it, just to make sure that it's fully open like this so that all the blood can be caught. But I have found that just kind of doing that same method to take it out, just collapsing it in and pulling it like that, is the easiest. And I do think that it is very, very, very important to make sure that it is fully open like this inside of you. If not, you're going to have leakage, and it's very annoying. And you might have leakage for the first couple months, like I said, I sure did. So another recommendation I have is to do it in the morning or at home as much as you possibly can, because changing it or cleaning it in public gets very gross. Or the way that I clean it, I know that Diva Cup in particular has their own brand of like liquid soap that you can clean it with, but what I have found works best for me and also is cheapest, honestly, is just using hand soap or antibacterial soap that you have at home already. Just get it in your finger, kind of wipe it off, wipe it down, rub it clean it very good, clean it as best as you possibly can with the soap, and then rinse it rinse it longer than you clean it, probably, just to make sure that you don't have any extra soap on there that could potentially burn the inside of you or hurt you in any way. So clean it and then just rinse it very, very well. They do come with little baggies the majority of the time that you can store it in. I just get paranoid because it's in there for a month while you're not using it, or 3 weeks, I guess. So I like actually storing mine upside down on like the ledge of something. I'll obviously clean it completely, and then I'll store it upside down on a ledge and make sure it's kind of hanging off that ledge a little bit. And you can, I mean, I have a closet that I can do this with, so it's pretty simple. Just so that no moisture gets stuck inside of it. I get really paranoid about mold, and I just could not imagine like mold growing in here. I would want to buy a new one. Okay, and the last point is that this can last you years if you're taking care of it properly, if you're not being too harsh on it or pulling on it. Like, I know, for instance, you should not be pulling to take it out with this little knob at the end. Do not do that. That will hurt. I'm finding now that it's suction cupped inside of you until you release the air to get it out. So pulling out like this is like sucking the innards out. All right, that might be a little bit dramatic, but like, I'm trying to make sure you're doing this properly, people. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed getting very personal and very TMI with me today. I enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it just as much as I enjoyed making it, awkwardness aside, TMI aside, please comment below. If you have any questions at all that I did not cover in this video, I am an open book. I will answer any questions that you have, so please comment below. Give this video a like if you found it informative and it helps you out in any way. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, as well as beauty videos. Not gonna say that this is coming out soon, but it is. It's all new products. And it may or may not be holy grail ones for me now, and it's my first time using it, if that tells you anything. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back. Bye!